good idea of yours to come here. It's really taken my mind off things. We should do it more often. Well, I suppose I should get back to work. I'll see you later, darling. Right, where was I? Oh, hi there, I'm V. You've come for a look around, haven't you? Well, I've got a bit more work to do here, but I can show you the sites when it's time to pick up the kids, if you like. It won't take me long to see the patients. We do it all virtually now, you see. I can quickly show you the garden as you're here. We share this with our neighbours. It's great, isn't it? We use the household waste from the block to create gas and fertiliser. It's dead simple, and it means that we exchange any surplus power for food and vouchers and subsidies. It comes in really useful with our microgeneration targets too. I work here on Thursdays. Well, most of us have scaled back our work hours now, and it makes sense. There's less money to go around, but more time for family and all this kind of stuff. Here we go. Welcome to Renewabad. It's nice, isn't it? Really clean and safe, and thank goodness we've kissed goodbye to the traffic jams. All the vehicles are controlled by computers now, you see. This is the Golden Star service. They're not as fast as the Red Express, but the coffee's better. It's a short hop to the school. Look, I brought this for you. We live just near the growth boundary, and the school is in the next urban village, but the high-speed rail makes it really manageable. In fact, the journey time is really valuable. I get the shopping done, chat to friends, I can even see some patients. I'm really lucky that my job is still valuable. It's a service, you see. People are so bored with useless products. It can be a bit scary travelling through the non-transition zone, though. They were really left behind by not converting to a low-carbon way of life. There's a real resentment there. Oh, I'm here already. Hello there. How was school? Wow! How cool is that? The new hydropods imported from Morocco. It puts your dad's electropod to shame, doesn't it? So dinky, aren't they? Amazing. You can go for a whole week without having to recharge. Come on then, home for dinner. We're seeing your grandparents in Shanghai tonight for a virtual dinner.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Sunday, January 9th, 2011, and I am Darko. To listeners, if you're just joining us in part 2 of this Eugenics News Bulletin, please visit my website at www.ggnonline.com, ggnonline.com. All right, we're just going to keep moving here with this Australian news article. And it says, autism study doctor Andrew Wakefield says he is the victim of smears by drug companies. And there was some news that was coming out basically all on the same day. It was about a one-day attack on the dude and his study, and that basically saying that it was basically illegitimate, his studies and findings. So let's see here. It says the doctor behind a study linking of childhood autism to a vaccine that has been branded a fraud by the British Medical Journal said he was the victim of a smear campaign by drug manufacturers. In an interview late Wednesday with CNN, Andrew Wakefield denied inventing data and blasted a reporter who apparently uncovered the falsifications as a hitman doing the bidding of a powerful pharmaceutical company. Quote, it's a ruthless, pragmatic attempt to crush any investigation into valid vaccine safety concerns. That's exactly what it is, you know? It's like they can keep doing research and, you know, real research, well-funded, but they won't. They won't. And as long as they do this type of stuff, which is a smear campaign, people, you know, they're not going to dare invest in it. He's been brought in to take me down because they are very, very concerned about the adverse reactions to vaccines that are occurring in children. So you can check that out, but here's the smear campaign from the Wall Street Journal. Medical Journal says autism study was a fraud. It says an influential but now discredited study that provoked fears around the world that childhood vaccinations caused autism, all in the past tense, notice, was based largely on falsified data, according to an article and editorial published Wednesday in the British Medical Journal. And so I'm sure the British Medical Journal advocates all sorts of sustainable and environmentally friendly practices that fall under eugenics. Will autism fraud report be a vaccine booster? So this is what the plebs got to read. This week, more shame was heaped upon the discredited British researcher whose work gave rise to the childhood vaccines cause autism movement, as a prominent medical journal published a report that the man had faked his data, but will it make a difference? So, well, we'll see, right? And then we had this from the London Telegraph. Leftover swine flu vaccines used to fill jab shortfall. I covered this in a past video, but this is just to include in there because it's eugenics. And it said emergency stocks are being released to combat local shortages of flu vaccine, as experts say the disease may be peaking. And it's weird because we've had all these reports about basically a surplus, too many vaccines that they haven't been used. So flu jab shambles put elderly at risk. The elderly in Britain have been warned against a new wave of flu, as experts describe the vaccination system in England as in shambles. Malaysia delays GM mosquito trial after a protest. Malaysia has delayed a landmark field trial to release genetically modified mosquitoes designed to combat dengue fever, an official said Tuesday following protests from environmentalists. And the first experiment of its kind in Asia, I'm sure, right? 4,000, 6,000 male Aedes looks like Egypti mosquitoes were originally scheduled to be released by last month in a bid to fight dengue, which killed at least 134 people last year in Malaysia alone. And said the insects had been engineered so that the offspring quickly die, curbing the growth of the population. A technique researchers could eventually eradicate the dengue mosquito altogether. So it said the trial, however, prompted widespread concern among environmental groups, which asked the government to call off the test, saying the GM mosquito could fail to prevent the dengue and have unintended consequences. Well, they always say the unintended consequences, but there actually are intended, because you have people like Bill Gates talking about this, releasing a jar of mosquitoes into a filled fear of eugenics supporters. Well, they're all laughing and stuff like that. And he was proposing the same thing. But I wonder what the intended consequences are. Is it like his other speech that Mr. Gates gave, where he was calling on vaccines and Planned Parenthood type services and healthcare in order to bring down the population? New cocaine vaccine may help addicts. A new cocaine vaccine has shown promising results in preventing cocaine from entering the brain in drug-addicted mice, a new study says. Next up is from Chile. Chilean scientists seek alcoholism vaccines. So see, they want you to take a vaccine for just about everything. Chilean researchers say they are developing a vaccine against alcoholism that could be tested on humans starting next year and works by neutralizing an enzyme that metabolizes alcohol. And you can be rest assured that eventually the state will take over this, will take over the authority of being able to just force vaccinate people. And so people that eventually they'll have a vaccine for people that are like me or anyone that's in the talks about the truth or talks about, quote, conspiracy theories or any of this other crap. Eventually they'll have a vaccine for us, because they did create an actual disorder for us. It's called like anti-authority disorder, and it includes in there conspiracy theories, and it mentions, I think, the Federal Reserve, and I'm not crapping you. It's actually in the DSN. It's like diagnostic manual for psychiatry. So that's the future, guys. That is the future. Eventually, they'll just say people like me are sick in the head. Environment officials suspended after lead poisoning sickens over 200 kids in East China. I covered this a couple days ago. I guess the guy got fired. Environmental protection official in Eastern China country has been suspended for improper supervision and poor law enforcement after an investigation showed that a battery manufacturing plant located alongside a densely populated community was responsible for lead poisoning that sickened over 200 children. 28 of the victims were hospitalized. And we're going to keep moving on. Haiti cholera death toll reaches 3,651. It was at 1,000 like a month ago. That is eugenics, guys. That is eugenics. And I said that's what the earthquake and everything that was going on over there with them bringing the vaccine tent and all, that's what it was. It was eugenics. Throwing bottles of water from helicopters, just sitting outside, not really helping them, and just letting them fight over little scraps that they throw them. That's what it is. So it's a very sad story. And they want the United Nations out of there, too. They think that they brought the cholera. German food crisis likely criminal act. German prosecutors say the country's food crisis is likely a premeditated criminal act. Oh, that must be the unintended consequences, huh? Saying they consider bringing criminal charges against a company responsible for contaminating animal feed with toxin dioxin. So, and next up is Israel using Gaza as waste dump while dumping parts of its waste in the coastal silver and hogging its water supplies. Israel has made it extremely difficult for Gaza to bring its waste disposal equipment. So, biggest cover-up in U.S. history, of course, is the BP disaster and chemtrails. But it says here, months after the U.S. government declared the waters in the Gulf of Mexico safe, thick layers of oil have been found along Louisiana coastal marshes, prompting local officials to accuse relevant authorities of a cover-up. It was a cover-up. They didn't remove all the oil. All they did was use the Corexit to sink it down to the bottom, and God only knows what it did to all the little micro organisms that live down there that are part of the ecosystem, that do help, all the life that's down there keep going and live healthy. So we have a nice, healthy food supply, and the animals are safe and healthy. But yeah. Next up, 41% of New York City pregnancies end in abortion. Man, when I saw that, dude, I was just like, wow, that is eye-opening. It says it raises questions about the effectiveness of current birth control education. So the rate for minorities is even higher. Both sides say the high abortion percentage is a crisis. No, that's progress for the eugenicists. USDA seeks public comment on environmental assessment for petition to deregulate genetically engineered corn. And corn is a humongous staple, unfortunately, has hardly any, if none at all, nutrition. That's what I was trying to get at. Has no nutrition in it, and that's one of our biggest staples in our diet. So, but now it's going to be GMO, so we can get sterilized from that, and then we don't have to worry about getting abortions, right? Kate Middleton, Feedy's last birthday as a commoner. I'm not sure what that means, but Prince William's fiance was on Sunday celebrating her last birthday before she officially becomes British royalty. And that's where they use the word commoner, because I heard that before. And when I see commoner, I usually equate that with someone that is part of the elite or the ruling family's bloodlines. They are bloodlines. So anyone outside that bloodline will be a commoner. And I think the deal with her is that yeah, she was a commoner, so she'll always be a commoner. And usually they'll marry within their other families or third cousins and that, because they got to keep it in the bloodline, so they don't marry commoners like he did. So I'm not sure if the powers that be really agreed with this marriage. But either way, yeah, and I talk about that too. In order to be part of the powers that be, you have to be literally born into it. See, unfortunately, like most of us, I wasn't born into that. I'm just a commoner. I'd have to be born an elite. I'd have to have that blood in my body, but I don't. So people like Bill Gates and any of those other people that are similar to him, sucks, but they'll never actually be one of the true elites because they don't have that blood. All they can do is like Oprah and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Ted Turner is go around and start talking about there's too many people on the planet and we need to vaccinate them, and we need health care, and we need more abortions, and we need the taxpayers to fund that. So Algeria, 2 killed in riots over rising food prices. Monsanto connected to at least 200,000 suicides in India throughout the past decade due to the Terminator seeds. FDA outlawing injectable vitamin C further destroy health of Americans. And you can check out this video. I'll post a link to fattest place on earth. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.